Hi guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my book channel. If you're new here, welcome. For today's video, this is going to be the Can You Adapt That tag, which the lovely Harriet from Harriet's Book Corner tagged me in. I love that I extensively had to read these questions about 5 times before concluding on my answers. I didn't want to just spontaneously try and guess an answer, so I've properly thought about it. Anyway, hello. So we're just gonna dive right in, and I believe this is called I think it's called Can You Adapt That tag? Anyway, let's hop right into the questions. So the first question is, what is your favourite adaptation? And I think my favourite adaptation has to be Atonement with Keira Knightley. That's one of my favourite books, and I absolutely loved the movie, and I think it's just so beautiful. I love that era anyway, but that's hands down one of my favourites. The second question is, what is your least favourite adaptation? I think for me that definitely has to be Normal People. Firstly, I just really didn't enjoy the books, and I think I'm like the small majority of the internet that just didn't enjoy the books, and so much so that I tried to watch the TV adaptation and I could not get past episode 3. I just found it so hard to watch. So for me, that was my least favourite adaptation of like recent times, I guess. Question 3 is, if you could adapt any book, what would it be and why? And I think for me this would be the Girl Missing series by Sophie Mackenzie. I think there technically was a movie spin-off apparently that was based on this book by that stars like Taylor Lautner and some other person, but I don't think it did the book any justice, and I just think it would be such a cool... They could make the Girl Missing series by Sophie Mackenzie, Sister Missing, they could make it into such a cool TV series as well. I would love to see that adapted into a TV series. What is one adaptation that has been portrayed perfectly? I don't think I could think of one actually, because I'm quite picky when it comes to adaptations of books, but I think I have to say, out of all the trilogies that there are, I think one of my favourites has to be The Hunger Games. Like, I loved the books and I loved the movies equally as each other, but with things like Twilight, I think I preferred the books than I did the movies, or vice versa. But I think The Hunger Games was just so well done. If you could star in any adaptation, what would it be and which character would you play and why? I would love... I think I would love to play Verity. You know, Verity by Colleen Hoover. I would love to star in that movie. That would be an insane journey. The book itself is like a crazy journey. I loved it. It's my favourite thriller that I have read in 2021, so and considering that's the first book by Colleen Hoover that I have ever read, I think that would just be insane to like see that turn into a TV series, I think, or possibly a movie, but I think it would do better as a TV series because you could just end each episode on such a cliffhanger. And oh, the twist, if you've never read it, wow, you need to read Verity by Colleen Hoover. The 6th question is, when it comes to adapting a novel, which media do you prefer, TV show or movie? I think most of the ones that I have liked tend to be the movies, but then I feel like with TV, TV series tend to go in more detail, whereas the like movies don't necessarily, like, they always miss out like the most important parts, whereas TV shows tend to keep them in. So I think I don't mind which way, as long as it's done well, then I generally don't mind. Question 7 is, if you could change anything from a recent adaptation, what would it be? No offense to the lady that played Mrs. Danvers in the Netflix adaptation of Rebecca. I just feel like I pictured her so differently than I did whilst reading it, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like Rebecca the book itself is so much better than any adaptation that has been made, maybe. I don't know, that's just my opinion, but I feel like Rebecca, if you've not read that, I highly recommend it because it's like a classic, but it's known as like a gothic classic, I think. I don't know. I don't tend to care much about genres. I just read a book if I enjoy reading a book. Is there an adaptation that is better than the book itself? I'm gonna say the only one that I watched recently that I loved more than the book was The Night Manager. I have read that book and I loved the TV show. I wish the TV show was longer, but I loved how it turned out, and I just think Tom Hiddleston's acting was amazing in general. But I think that one is probably the only one that I would say. And also the Agatha Christie and Then There Were None, as good as the book is, I feel like the TV series just captured on something that just wasn't in the essence of the book, and it's just a classic, and I would highly recommend it. But yeah, so those are my answers to those questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you, Harriet, for tagging me in this video, and I will tag some people in the description box. And if you've not been tagged in this yet, feel free to film this video, and I would love to see your answers. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.